Welcome to Underground Superstar, the entertainment platform that helps new and emerging artists transform their careers. I'm your host, Cheyenne Washington, and today we are highlighting some incredible talent. So let's get right into it. Who are we here with today?
Incredible. Thank you.
You already
I'm
know?
Freeman. I put my name on my t-shirt just in case I forget it, but y'all can get one too.
Okay, Freeman. And where can we buy one of them t-shirts?
The trunk of my car.
You're so funny. Can you please look in the camera for me and tell people where you're from and where they can find you on all social media?
Absolutely. I'm from the Bay Area, California, and you can find me on Instagram at the number 4, EVER, like forever, .Freeman. Yeah.
Period. Okay. Bay Area, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, word. So I'm going to guess you have some West Coast inspirations, I'm assuming.
For sure.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And who would some of those be?
I have a couple. I would say like Equipto, Andre Nicotina, Mac Dre, Neff the Pharaoh, because I grew up in a different generation. Like my brother, he listened to, the old heads.
Mm-hmm.
My parents, they showed me that side. And then I kind of found like my own within my generation. So Mozzie's a big one. I know he's from Sacramento, but still West Coast.
Okay, word.
But oh my gosh, the list is so long.
Cool.
Yeah, so much influence. I actually have a lot of influence from the East Coast as well, though. But
Okay. Yeah. Okay, hold on. I'm from the East Coast, so let me know your East. I am. I'm from Connecticut.
Okay.
Okay,
Respect.
so let me know your East Coast influences as well.
First of all, I don't blame you for coming to Los Angeles.
Okay, period. It's cold out there.
But I would say like East Coast people that I look up to in the East Coast are actually a lot of underground. So like Kasky, there's this he's just like some crazy ass white dude from Florida, just tatted head to toe.
Oh wow.
That's like probably my biggest influence in general in music. Just like I follow authenticity a lot, and I feel like I got that a lot from his music, and I try and like show that in my own as well. Yeah, and then I like Biggie a lot. I know like there's always the who's better, Biggie, Pac. I'm neutral. I think they're both amazing, but Biggie's dope too.
Okay, word.
But yeah.
Cool. Okay, cool. So can you tell me a little bit about how you got into music? Is this something that you've been doing since you were a kid? Is this something new for you? Like, what's your journey been like?
Well, so like I've always like played instruments, like music and like second language always kind of came pretty natural. I wasn't like a good student by any means, but that was the stuff that kind of like I picked up quickly. And so like when I was a kid, like I would always tell my mom like I want to be an artist. Like, and I literally would tell her that I have like vivid ass memories of that, like me like pulling her arm, like, Mom, I'm gonna be like Eminem when I'm like 5 years old. And so like it's always kind of been in my blood, and I've always kind of just like loved music. I loved how it made me feel. It's like it's always been like my thing. But then after I left the hometown, made it to San Diego, which is where I live right now, and then kind of developed my life, I was like, all right, you know what, I'm ready to take a shot at this. And so it's been like almost 3 years since I started taking it serious and just doing it consistently and just putting in the repetition every day. And
word.
Yeah.
Okay, so 3 years. That's pretty like new.
It's still pretty new.
Yeah.
I mean, like just like a lot of people, I fucked around in high school a lot, freestyling,
for
stuff
sure.
like that. You know, I actually dropped a couple songs and like they went like hometown popping, where it was like couple thousand streams on Spotify or whatever,
word.
or on SoundCloud, and so like I just got a big head and then just like never really picked it back up until I started doing it solo here in San Diego.
Okay, got you.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you mentioned that you played instruments. Okay, I think that's really cool. What kind of instruments did you play? And do you still kind of like use live instruments when you make music today?
I don't continue to make use live instruments. I do like focus on like that style of like production where like you can tell that there are live instruments in the beat. But I played a lot of piano. I played a lot of guitar. I actually played trumpet, a little bit of flute, and then like everybody plays recorder, in like third grade or whatever. I was kind of like, I was pretty fucking good at recorder.
Were you really?
Yeah, like I know like everyone's kind of good at it as a kid, but I remember like surprising myself sometimes.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Word.
Mainly piano though. That's my heart, is the piano.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. And so you mentioned like your mom, telling your mom about how you wanted to be an artist. So how is your family like in relation to your career? Like, are they really supportive? Do you have any music? Or any music? Let me say this again. You mentioned your mom, right? And how you expressed to her that you wanted to be an artist. So do you have any musicians in your family? Are they really supportive of your career? Like, how do they feel about your music?
So no like musicians necessarily. My dad, when he was around my age, he really wanted to be in a band because he played guitar.
Okay.
Really wanted to be in a band, but then he met my mom, had kids, and like kind of let that like, flush away
the
type
story.
of thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's a story that is as old as time. So I'm like the first one to ever like do anything with it, because my brother, he played guitar too, My mom sang when she was in high school. She did like choir and opera in San Francisco. And but yeah, I'm the only one that's done like this genre, taking it this route. So
Okay, word.
yeah.
Okay, cool. So you're talking to somebody who has never heard any of your music before, never seen you before. So what project of yours are you going to point them to and tell them like this is what you should listen to know who I am?
I would say my I Won't Lose project. But keep in mind, by the time that this comes out, I probably have some more deep, personal stuff that's out. But I would say I dropped the project in November of last year, December, and it's called I Won't Lose. And it's kind of just like, I mean, that's a very cliche saying, is I won't lose. Like anyone can say that. But this is me kind of like separating from the mold and just like dedicating myself to the craft, because it's like I can lose. It is possible.
Yeah.
But I'll lose the day I give up. And so like I won't lose. That's why I kind of wanted to put emphasis on that and drop the album, booked a tour all by myself, just stayed up for hours making that shit happen, and then went on a tour and learned a bunch of lessons. And so I would say if you want to learn anything about me or kind of like my journey up to this point of February 2026, I would say check out that project.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, word. And where can people find that project?
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
Spotify, Apple Music, anything. It's just under Freeman.
Okay. Okay, word. Cool. So, being an artist is a journey, right? Very long one. You mentioned that, you're 3 years in, which is still kind of like, fairly new, right?
Yeah.
Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Like, what are your goals? What are your plans? You just mentioned that you booked a tour. Like, that's amazing in 3 years,
Thank you.
You're welcome. So where do you see yourself in like your elevation path in 5 years?
Massive. Yeah. I mean, I have no plans of slowing down. I feel like the progress that I've made in 3 years, just to give myself flowers is, pretty impressive. So like, I'm grateful. But like no plans of slowing down. And, I know that the connections I'm going to make along this journey, I try and not waste any opportunity. That's why I booked this interview last second. 'Cause I'm like, you know what? I'm here. Let's do it.
Yeah.
And so it's like, yeah, no, I'm just huge. Like it's going to be to the point where like everybody knows Freeman and everybody knows what I stand for. And that's like, it's going to be a good feeling.
Everybody's wearing those shirts.
Everybody's wearing these, or probably a little bit higher quality shirts, but
Period.
yeah.
I'm so dead. Okay, cool. Last question for you,
Okay.
right? What does being an underground superstar mean to you?
Man, that's a good question. I would say being an underground superstar, I think it's very similar in the sense of like how I name my project I Won't Lose, where it's just like, it kind of like solidifies something, Like there's a lot of people who don't know who I am yet, but being an underground superstar kind of like puts like a lot of confirmation on the work that I've put in. It kind of reminds me that like I'm definitely on the right path. I'm doing the right things. And now I get to call myself an underground superstar, because obviously I want to be a superstar, but right now I'm underground, and that's okay. Yeah, I would say that.
Okay.
Yeah,
I love that answer.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you so much. This has been such a pleasure.
No, pleasure's
And
mine.
I really do wish you the best on your journey. And,
Thank you.
I hope that you keep elevating.
Thank you.
Thank you so
And
much.